Hi everyone, we are here today to talk about American sculptor Frederick Hart. The artist worked in several different mediums, including acrylic, marble, but today we're going to be talking about his bronze sculptures. Specifically, we are lucky enough to be looking at 3 of his sculptures from his Nilo collection, which is Latin for out of nothing. So it's only appropriate that we talk today about how these sculptures were created using the lost wax process. Each one of these sculptures begins as a clay model created by the artist. It's the original form of the piece. Once they transition from that clay model to bronze, the first step is to start with a casting. We call this a negative cast because it adheres to the pieces of the clay, and all the details that you see in front of you become part of that form, that cast that creates the negative space around that sculpture. We call this a master mold, and this mold is then used to pour the liquid wax. The wax then takes the shape of the sculpture, the eyes, the nose, the mouth, all the details that the sculptor intended in a wax format that you see here. Once the wax has taken shape, there's a second mold created. This one is usually made out of ceramic, and it is what adheres to the details of the wax sculpture. This mold is strong, but it's also brittle. And it is used to then take all the details of that wax mold. But as it does that, we heat it up and the wax just pours out of the mold, hence the name lost wax process. Once the wax is out of the mold, you are left with just that, again, that negative space with all the details inside that ceramic mold. You now have the second molding to create and move on to the next step, which is the liquid bronze. The empty shell of the mold is taken, the liquid bronze is poured into it, the 2 of them are heated and then cooled, and eventually that second mold is broken up and you have with it the bronze sculpture. All the details that the sculptor intended is then refined, not just in this stage, but during the wax stage, and every step of the way the artist makes sure that his original intent is reflected in that bronze. With larger pieces, such as this one, the lost wax process really does better in individual parts. So everything that we've talked about is done in segments. So in this piece, for example, you would have this piece, and then maybe her arm, and then maybe the torso. These bigger pieces are then welded together after the bronze is set. The welding process makes sure that it's seamless and that it's again, the intention that the artist was representing. Once the bronze is welded together, the patina is added. That is the beautiful color that the bronze reflects here. It really is up to the artist what kind of coloring they want, but the oxidation is a process that's controlled with different types of acids and different chemicals, again with the artist's sort of secret recipe to create that color that he's intending. Each color really is unique because it's almost a natural process. It is a natural process that is controlled to an extent, but is unique in every sculpture that's created. The Nilo collection by Frederick Hart is currently on display at San Diego State University and available for acquisition, represented by Arredon Art. Please leave us your comments and questions. We look forward to hearing from you.